We want to get back to the storm impacts we've seen today. Some homes up in the Woodlands look more like they were surrounded by swampland this afternoon than forest. These pictures are from the Timber Ridge community. Notice all the standing water from today's rain. The ground, it is already saturated, and we have more rain on the way.
So Kim, walk us through it.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's easy to understand why that's happening when you look at the scope of the moisture that's in our backyard, all the way from Mexico through the panhandle of Florida and, of course, right here in southeast Texas. The low is right over Corpus right now. This is still potential tropical cyclone 1, meaning it has the possibility of getting a name if it gains enough intensity. Right now, it's got 30-mile-an-hour winds, gusting at 40, and it's moving slowly to the northeast at 6 miles an hour. The National Hurricane Center has this cone, so this development in taking place during the overnight hours, still expected to remain a potential tropical cyclone. By tomorrow afternoon, they're thinking it barely meets the criteria at 40-mile-an-hour winds as it scrapes by the upper Texas coastline, very short-lived. Then by early overnight into Thursday morning, it's a remnant low. Now, because it gets that potential of 40-mile-an-hour winds, it could be the first named storm of the season, and it would be Arthur. Regardless of that, we're going to have some tropical impacts here in the city. So the downpours could still cause some street flooding issues. The push of wind from this tropical system could lead to some higher wind gusts tomorrow, 10 to 20, so you'll feel the breeze. It's mainly going to be wind that impacts the coastline, though, with sustained winds at 25 to 40 miles an hour. Yes, we are hosting the home game tomorrow at NRG, and it's a big one, Portugal. You'll notice trying to get to NRG is going to require some maneuvering. By the time the game starts, we could see some thunderstorm activity, and keep watch of radar because those thunderstorms could linger even after the game, and so getting back home from it might be an issue as well. Storm surge potential is something that the National Hurricane Center wants to give us a heads up about. We're under a watch for Brazoria, Galveston into Chambers County. So this is Freeport, Jamaica Beach, the island, and Winnie. These are some of the areas that could see some push of the waves getting closer to the coastline, and some coastal flooding could lead to 1 to 3 foot storm surges in the area. Wind, let's talk about that. These are sustained wind gusts. So early tomorrow morning, we're going to see the winds at around 30 miles an hour. Some gusts could be at 40, maybe even 50 on the higher end. Notice this is going to last through late morning, even into the afternoon. It's breezy along the coastline. So that's where we're going to expect to see the majority of the impacts from this system. Right now, here's a wide look at what's happening. We're still looking at some areas that were heavily hit this afternoon. Flood warning is in effect for Oak Ridge North, the Woodlands, Tomball, portion of 290 until 5:15. You'll notice no rain right now, which is a good thing, so water's starting to recede. Heavier rain bands from Hobby to Golden Acres pushing into LaPorte and down the Gulf Freeway. Galveston is under a flood advisory. And again, most of this moisture is going to continue to scoot up along the coastline. You can see the rotation. It's right near Corpus. That's where the low is situated. Eventually, over the next couple of hours, it's going to get closer to us. So the highest threat for street flooding tomorrow is for the island. That's a level 3 on the 1 to 4 scale. Then the closer you get to the city and the further you go towards our northern cities and counties, the lower that threat is going to be. Still something that we need to monitor. Here's a look at future track. So you'll notice coastal showers are the predominant feature as we head into the overnight hours and early tomorrow. Up 288 is a possibility for flooding. Down the Gulf Freeway is a possibility for flooding. Baytown, the Gulf Freeway, and the East Tex Freeway are going to be some of the areas that we monitor as well. As that system starts pushing towards Louisiana, we should start to see things quiet down. This is interesting. Future track models aren't giving us a whole lot of rain in the city center. This is a best case scenario, though they are putting out the possibility of a few inches along the coastline. Still looking at a weather impact alert today into tomorrow. This is when most of the impacts are going to take shape. By Thursday, look at that improvement from 80 to 20 for the rain potential, and then we quiet things down significantly through the rest of the 7-day forecast. Nothing more than a 20 to 30% chance for an isolated shower. Those temperatures are going to start climbing, and then it is all about the heat and humidity as we get into the low 90s, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Kim.